Didn't record the first half. Oh well. Well, at least I know that streaming on Tuesday nights are not a great idea. At least around this time. I streamed once on Monday, streamed once on Tuesday. Monday was on a holiday, and it was popping. But Tuesday nights, I guess, are not a go. You've done one at least once a month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. It doesn't feel like a month.
It does not.
I don't even think you were here that long ago.
Yeah, I was in here like
2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
And then you're gonna be here for November, which it's not gonna feel like that far. November starts like in 2 days.
I should have just put any days you want me. Like I'll take.
No,
because I'm pretty free all the time.
I like that.
I'm doing cheesecake. Hopefully I'm still free. Like I told him that the only one I really require is Friday nights because that's Southside, and then like, because I don't have any like other existing commitments.
Yeah.
The only other thing I'd probably do is like ask like Eddie and stuff to lab and meet up and stuff like that to learn. But like that's like random, you know what I mean? It's not like fixed. I'm not even in Black Flag, so I'm not like into any practice and stuff like that. Eddie's just gonna teach me some stuff.
That's dope though. I'm glad to see like growth in a different way amongst the homies, because just seeing how this dance journey is changing for everyone. Like it was kind of like crews and taking classes, and now it's like people are jumping in to improve their foundation, their freestyle. That's fire. And sessioning and stuff. Like Brendan, you, Justin, Kevin, and Jeff's been doing it, but I think it's just more. So it's just dope to see it all come together.
Yeah, by the end of next year, I want to go battle at the lot at least once. Where Madeline Riley stays.
Who?
Madeline Riley.
Oh, okay.
I want to go battle at the lot at least once next year.
Could pull that off.
Next year, I'm definitely going to LA. Like that's like a no doubt.
I want to go back too. And just, I don't know what I'd do, but
I would definitely go to like a month. I'm gonna just like search up, like I'm gonna just keep checking months, and like whichever one I see has like the most battles, like at least like 1 or 2 per week. I'm gonna just go that month and just battle every week.
I feel like the summer is always everything.
Yeah. They also have alcoholic kombucha sometimes.
Yeah. You could find that at the stores.
Yeah, dude. I was like, I never thought that would have existed because like I saw it and I was like, what the heck? But now I have to stay away. I have done my research. They call it a low vibrational food.
Oh.
I cannot.
Like with alcohol or just kombucha itself?
Alcohol. Kombucha's good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they call alcoholic.
Because alcohol's not even food.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like it might be the way it's processed too.
That's true.
Because like it is processed through like natural things.
That's true.
Because you could literally find alcohol in nature. Like if a grape just ends up fermenting in nature, it's there. So like I feel like
about that.
They probably just like talking about ways, like unnatural ways. I feel like if it's alcoholic kombucha, they definitely do like a supernatural ass way. Like if it's like to those big companies too, like the big ones that are all about helping people, they probably like find the most natural way to do it. It's probably just about like the method.
I know with just watching the movie Your Name, they chew on rice and then just spit it into a thing, and then eventually
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, whoa, I didn't know that.
Like you could literally just put yeast, and you could even use like natural sugar and like just drop in some grape juice, and it'll like become wine in like 4 days.
4 days. That's pretty quick.
Yeah, you put a balloon on top so it fills up the balloon.
Oh shit. That's pretty cool.
I want to try one day just to fill up the balloon. Like I don't even like wine. I hate the taste of it, but like I want to see the balloon fill up. And then I'm gonna just sell very cheap wine on like my Instagram. You're gonna have some like 12-year-olds hitting my line. Hey, let me cop that.
That'd be funny.
Hey, no, I'm not gonna get arrested.
Wine. Yeah, speaking of wine library.
Wine
famous.
library.
Yeah, because
What?
Gary V. That's why. No
He
tricks.
has a wine club?
This is the business he grew for his dad.
It's crazy.
One.
Does like mad things, and you still flip shoes on like Craigslist too.
He does
Yeah.
everything.
I don't know how he has the time to manage all this. He just does. He just says fuck it.
Like I know that if I get wine, I'm probably just gonna come here, because apparently he has the best deals. Because he's so competitive.
Receive 1, 2, 3, or 4 bottles every month. Wines will either be an incredible deal, or wines no one else can get. Interesting. Very interesting. Imagine just getting 4 bottles of wine a month from Gary V.
That'd be ill. I mean, I don't know.
And he's probably still flipping mad money off of it too. 107 for the year.
Get points.
You could buy it with points.
Maybe you get points
Oh.
for
Oh, yeah.
purchasing.
Yeah.
Either particular ones, I'm assuming. Yeah, probably. And you can use points to buy stuff. Yeah. Yeah, because he talks about it. Like, it's the wine library. And it's still relevant. And he's like, he competes, like, his he competes with Amazon. Like, he knows that his competition is Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
So he needs to make sure his stuff's the best.
Bro, did you see that Amazon's gonna open their retail store in New York? Their first one? Like a walk-in store?
I've heard of that.
Yeah, they're gonna format it like every other normal store, but like every section is gonna have like the best-selling things on Amazon, and like it's gonna be, well, it's technically gonna be cheaper because you don't have to pay for shipping and handling. You go there yourself and you pay the price of the product.
Yeah.
And it's smarter by appealing to those people who are like, no, I don't want the internet knowing I'm buying this, even though they're gonna find out anyways. But like, there's still like people with an older mindset who like walk into stores.
Yeah.
And then that'll probably appeal to them. That's probably gonna kick off like crazy. It's Amazon.
Dude, Amazon's killing it.
And then they're gonna have like the best products in every aisle, like literally the best rating products in every aisle. It doesn't have to be expensive. It's just the one that's with the best rating. They're gonna like select, I don't know how many like per section, but like in each section is gonna like, I don't know, probably like top 50 or something like that. Well, depending by the section too. Like they probably have more like kitchen stuff than bikes. I don't know.
No, they'll have everything. They're giants.
Yeah, dude.
And
it's gonna open like in the middle. I think it's gonna open like the middle of New York, bro.
it's a really
Like it's gonna
good
be a hot spot.
Yeah. They're so smart.
I know.
Well, Jeff Bezos, the man, is smart.
All these entrepreneurs and marketers, and you know, one show even got me. They got some good marketing. One show said, "Don't watch this." It made me want to watch it. It said, "Don't watch this."
It's a good copyright.
I was like, "Damn." I don't even know what the show's about, and I was about to watch it. Just because it said "Don't watch this," it made me feel like I shouldn't. And if I feel like I shouldn't, then I should.
Are you like aware of Amazon's like model and how they became like big?
No, not at all.
Gotta learn from the best if you want to be the best.
Hey, I saw Charlie today in the parking lot. I was gonna take out my phone to record, but I was using the GPS. I was gonna like snipe him, and I was gonna yell at Charlie, but there's a bunch of college students, and I didn't want to be looked at weird.
When was that?
It was literally like today at like 2:30, like when I was picking up Saul from school. I like saw him walking in the parking lot, I think towards his car. And I was gonna yell at Charlie, and I was like, nah, they're gonna think I'm weird. I was gonna take out my phone to record, but I was using GPS.
I watched both of these. Which one is it?
This video.
The Grand Theory. Okay, no, forget the...
Oh, dude, I have to be Ram Dass for Halloween tomorrow.
Oh, that's what you're being?
Vasal was gonna be Ram Dass, and then she's like, I don't look like Ram Dass, and this bald cap doesn't fit my skin. And I was like, and then when she put the bald cap on me, she's like, you look like Ram Dass. Why don't I look like Ram Dass? I'm like, you want to be looking like a white guy, and you're an Asian female, and you think the white guy won't look more like the white guy. But yeah, I'm gonna be Ram Dass.
That's like... I forget that it's tomorrow.
I want to go on like a journey through India and just literally just go up to like gurus and talk to them. He literally offered like gurus acid. They just brought like teachers and like wise men. He brought them acid in a bottle.
What the hell?
Yeah,
Why acid?
because he thought it was like the craziest thing at the time. Like he used to drop mad like crazy amounts of acid, and like he thought it was like
well, he felt it was like one of the most insane things. It's so powerful, dude. It's like they're like 20 times like shrooms. Must sound like, and he had like,
I know that.
so like essentially like a regular person
Mm-hmm.
would probably start off with like, I don't know, if you're like a crazy kid now, you probably start with like 100 to 150 milligrams, but like all those gurus and like yogis people were like, all people were like over 60 years old, so they should have taken like 60, 80 milligrams. Some of them were like I remember one story in like one of his lectures, he like dropped, first of all the pills were like 305 milligrams already, like they weren't like the regular dosage. Gave one to a 6-year-old, like another one, two, another one. Took like 3 straight up and he was fine. And then he like, I'm not sure if this is the correct story, but I know one of them, like, I don't know if it was this exact guy, he like drank a whole bottle of poison and like all his students thought he would die and like just it didn't affect him. He just drank the bottle of poison and he, like it just didn't affect him, like at all. He was still alive and fine. And they were all like crying thinking he was gonna die. I don't know how he did it, but
I mean, I think if you're healthy enough, you could
yeah,
pull
your
it
body
off.
probably just like expels it instantly if
Yeah.
you're like
Really, really, really healthy.
crazy, like crazy raw like fruit for like your whole life.
Did he get sick?
I don't know. It didn't like, it just said he was fine that day. Like I don't know if like he had any after effects, because Ramdas was only there for like a few hours. He like visited like mad gurus and people, and like people in like India would like bow down to him because he was wearing the right white robes. And he said it felt weird for him, but he had to like disconnect from the fact that it feels weird for him because he's not supposed to feel anything at all.
Oh.
Yeah, because when he was I think I forgot like the whole story. He was angry one day or like upset about something, and then his guru was like, just look at your feelings like a wave and let it wash over you. And he did, and then he's like, all right, now what? He's like, do it again.
Do it again.
Like you're literally just supposed to be like existing, not like letting your feelings take over. You just exist, bro. Like acknowledge your feelings there, and then they're gone.
That's true though.
In his book, like Be Here Now, he's like formatted so weird. Like it's literally like
I've seen
it's all just mad mantras and
I
stuff
think
like
I
that.
have it. It should be somewhere on my shelf unless I let someone else have it.
Yeah, but Saul just bought it, and like I look at it sometimes. It's literally just a bunch of mantras and like a bunch of just stuff. Yeah,
It's pretty cool though. It's crazy to see her go on that path
I know.
because we've all been there, except everyone pulls back at their own discretion. Like some people go further for a long time. So I'm interested to see where she goes with all that.
I don't know if she wants to go to India and learn too, but I think that'll be harder for her since she's still a girl. Don't know how they'll look at her over there.
Maybe she'll do some research.
Probably.
Maybe.
But she's definitely gonna delve into like she was looking at colleges for holistic health.
Dope.
But like she's not too certain. She's not too certain on a lot of things. She just wants to like feel it out first.
I see.
But she's gonna, well, when I go to Pima, she wants to go talk to Angel too, see what college he went to, and like talk to him about that path. Cause she doesn't even want to start like a whole crazy business. You know what I mean? She just wants to like start like something small where she can help people.
Yeah.
Like she's not like crazy on like making mad money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not either, bro. Like honestly, if I make a lot of money or a little money, as long as I change one person, I change someone at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
To the impacts. I was talking about impacts the other day. How we all affect each other and stuff.
Yeah, like I could affect that one person, who could then affect like one person. In that way, I indirectly affected another person.
Exactly.
And then I'll just keep going.
Kevin was like mind blown by that because he came over yesterday. I was like, yeah, dude, it's how it is. That's why spending quality time with someone can actually go. Like, you can make waves when you focus on building.
Yeah, oh my god. So like I think, was this yesterday or 2 days ago? So like whenever Saul got high, she either like didn't feel high enough because she like, I don't know, she like smokes weird. Or like she had like edibles the first time, it was like too much for her. I told her it was too much. I told her to take half of what she took. But then like I think it was like 1 or 2 days ago, like she went really small and she was so high, and like we talked about something earlier, like some crazy stuff, like I'm talking about, like we were talking about like other dimensions and like the existence of God and how like it all relates to each other and like balance, and like It was literally just a bunch of papers with like a shit ton of like random drawings and scribbles on it.
Yeah.
And then like I showed it to her when she was high, and she was like, "Whoa."
I expect nothing less from someone that's high. If that's their response.
Dude, like, I think like half an hour after that, like I went to go like meditate and like, what is it? Dude, I don't even know where I went, bro. I was so lost. Like, I don't know where everything, like, I focused on one little thing that looked like me, and then like it zoomed out, and I was like, and like everyone looked the same, and I was like, damn. So I'm just another one. And like I was like, damn, I'm attached to my ego still. I cannot. We are all the same. We are all one.
I see. That takes time.
Yeah.
Actually, I
I
need
need
to.
to fully accept that we're all one in everything.
Yeah, it's there, and it's a fact for sure.
Dude, if I'm able to like change my frequency to a level where I can reach the realm where we're all one, that'll be crazy. Like like everything is just one. We are the trees, and the trees are us. Do some crazy stuff.
I think this is it. Okay. There's a book that I want to read. Word Circle Theory: Purpose Through Observation. That reminds me, I was gonna buy another. I don't know where the fuck my Kindle went. That makes me really sad. The one day that I was actually gonna sit and read, I lost my Kindle. I don't know where it is. But I need to buy a new one, a water-resistant one. There's a book about self-awareness and understanding of how impactful our observations are in day-to-day lives, whether your goal is to learn practical entrepreneurship skills, leadership attributes, or to understand how and why you make certain decisions. The circle theory and its teachings can help you reach the next level of success in your journey. I think this is about perspective and vibrations. Circle 1 is how everyone else is living. Circle 2 is love, self-love, and passion, and doing things for yourself. Circle 3 is service and oneness. That the heart, the head, and the hand. Was that it? No, that's different. What was the other thing? Joe. If you want to learn a lot, study this guy. He's probably the best in the world, if not one of the best. But I want to say the best. I haven't studied him yet, only a little bit. So this one, the breaking the habit of being yourself and how to lose your mind and create a new one, fascinating. But then he's also becoming supernatural. You are a placebo. Evolve your brain. Like, he has a lot of shit, and he's the guy that I definitely know I didn't show you any of this stuff. I know I can find it. Dr. Joe Dispenza. Literally at that one spot. He does some fascinating stuff. Listen to this one. Let's switch to the monitor.
Without crutches and canes, spinal cord injuries. I mean, and I can and tell me you're not. And so I think that it was an experience. It wasn't a physical experience, you know. It was from within. And here's the weird thing: every time it happens, my heart just feels alive, like it lasts for days, like the emotion from the experience. And people are like, what's up with you? Like, what? And you're just kind of
so joyful.
You got this big smile on your face. I just am so happy to be alive. Right? And so I think that, independent of, listen, I now know, I mean, we've measured genetic changes, hormonal changes, neurotransmitter changes. We've measured immune system responses by trading fear for gratitude. We've measured gene expressions. We now know that people can signal the gene to reduce cancer and tumors, signal the gene to grow new neurons. We've measured this. Signal the gene for stem cells to go to damaged tissues and repair them. Oxidative stress gene signal. We've seen that in our students. Now here's the deal. After all of those studies in the last 6 years, you can't tell me you're too old to do this work. Can't tell me that. We got people in their 80s doing miraculous things. Can't tell me you're too sick to do this work. We got people that were at the end of their life, stage 4, and we turn that battleship around. You can't tell me that you had too turbulent of a past to do this work. People that were really rough pasts that are now free. You can't tell me you never meditated before. We have people that never meditated before the most profound mystical experience. You can't tell me you're too overweight, too underweight, too out of shape, too in shape. You can't tell me that anywhere, because all colors, all races, everybody can do it. That's the cool part about it. And when you get a community of people together, and you move them from one state of mind to another, there's this moment, and I can almost predict when it happens, the second or third day, where people just start hooking up. And then when they start hooking up, we're seeing now in our events. I mean, a lady that was blind from birth, 5% vision, by the end of the event was seeing. I mean,
wow.
How do you explain that? We had 3 people in the last 2 events that were deaf that are hearing now.
Wow.
People with crutches that were limited or walking without crutches and canes, spinal cord injuries, Parkinson's disease, in a week. That's got to be it doesn't wake you up to what's possible. And you're witnessing a tumor in a woman's thyroid that was there at the beginning of the event, is gone at the end of the event.
Wow.
You got to scratch your head and just go, wow, reality isn't at all the way I think it is, right? And so there's this humility that comes, I don't know anything, but I'm willing to go down, push the envelope a little bit more. So we're only as good as our ability to execute this, right? And as we get better.
Consistency of it too, yeah.
I'm all about consistency, and I'm the first guy to say, do the blood test, do the scan, let's do the test to make sure that it's just not in your mind, it's in your brain.
Yeah.
No. So now the evidence then supports it, the testimonials support it, and all of a sudden people now are beginning to wake up to what's possible. And just like the 4-minute mile. The 4-minute mile was broken. Once it was broken, we pierced the veil, everything. So we're just seeing now this same thing. We've pierced the veil, and people are just all in. They're not 50% in, they're all in. And my goodness, we're creating this kind of wave and momentum, but not just for healing, but for creating new jobs, new relationships, new opportunities,
abundance, everything, yeah.
whatever it is that they want. People come to the work for all kinds of reasons,
Sure.
and I don't really care. But by the time they start doing the work, all they really want to do is give. Because when you feel so amazing and feel so great about yourself that you no longer want anything, the first thing you want to do is give. When we see that brain scan moving into coherence and those 2 hemispheres come together, and all of a sudden we see that heart just start going boom, boom, very orderly. And it's more energy going in the brain goes into super coherence. You can walk around and look at that person who's getting the brain scan, and there are tears of joy rolling down her face. She's feeling so whole that it's impossible to want. How can you want when you're whole? Now you feel like you already
Don't need anything.
You feel like you have it already. That's the moment the magic happens. So she's no longer creating from lack and duality and separation.
Scarcity, yeah.
Scarcity. She's feeling like it already happened. That's a very profound signal in the field. That's dropping a big stone in the water and it's producing some big waves.
And things are starting to manifest. She's tried.
So yeah, he is someone that you should definitely study. He does it with mind alone. I haven't heard him talk about food. So that's the thing. So for him, I'm learning. I've only seen a few of his interviews and they're just amazing. So I just have to jump into what his offerings are. His books being a great place to start, an affordable place. So he's great. That's why to me, I think he's one of the best in the world. If he's able to get people so well, so fast, it's like, dude, you're fast. But I feel like what he has, and this is me walking a different path, but eventually gonna end up the same. Where am I trying to go? Here. I think that I want to just have more tangible stuff. Because I'm all about being able to connect to people even at the lowest frequency.
Mm-hmm.
So I never want to be like, we're just gonna focus on your mind. You know what I mean? Like I want to be like, we can talk about food, sleep, exercise, your health problems, and so the guy who does more of that is Sean Stevenson, the Model Health Show. So these are two great people you can learn from for sure. But his books, I would, if you're gonna study anyone, if it's just for you, especially like if you're just gonna focus on yourself a lot, yeah. So, and when he talked about, I've only seen that interview once, so like I don't remember everything. But when he did talk about like feeling whole and like wanting to get like, that's true. It's like, that's why it's like, oh, like if I'm happy and I feel really good, and then you see everyone else and they're not in that place yet, it's like, what else is there for me to get? There isn't. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like you just want it for other people too. So I think you'll move through those layers naturally. I think if you stick it in your mind and you know that that's a future you that you want to be anyway, that it's gonna, law of attraction is gonna come faster. So
yeah, dude, like I want to be like fully nomadic. I just go around, see someone, I'm like, yo, your life needs some changing, my guy.
I feel you. I'm like that too. Like that's what I want to do. Like both like on a big stage in terms of like where people can see me, but then like low key too, just going to places and helping people. If I'm like how to eat or something, or just walking down the street, because I see it. Like I hate when I see, or it's sad when I'm reminded of like, just especially in like, if I'm driving in like lower income stuff, like places, and you can just see it, like the struggle, and then seeing it in their physicality, and like people's poor buying habits. I'm just like, people who constantly buy scratch tickets, or like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah, but they get you with marketing too. Like now, like Market Basket, like Hannaford's, they have it set up right at the exit, because like, I literally just saw like an Instagram post. It's like decision exhaustion. It's like essentially like when you're going through a grocery store and you have to decide between getting things, that area of your brain just gets more and more tired.
Yep.
So like that's why they have like candy bars, all that junk food, also like all the cheap junk food just set up there, because like that's the point where like I didn't even notice this, bro. I do it, like I used to do it all the time. I didn't even notice it. Like I'm like, yo, you know what? Fuck it. It's $1. I'm just not. I'm just gonna get it. And then, like when I saw the Instagram post, I was like thinking, I was like, damn, bro, they got me good with this. And like now, like I saw like Market Basket in Hanford, they just set this up like in the last couple like months. Yeah. They have like lottery ticket vending machines set up, like legit right at the door at the exit. Like Hanford's has it right at the exit door, and so does Market Basket, and it's like right there, bro. So it's like you're gonna see it and be like, yo, you know what? It's just $5. I could maybe win some money.
Yeah.
Fuck it. And they make it so easy. Like you don't have like you literally just scan your driver's license, put in some money, you got a lottery ticket.
Yeah, dude.
It's not like, do you really need this lottery ticket?
Remember.
Will it change your life? Like, I mean, like, once in a while, like, it's whatever. Like, if you have, like, some extra money once in a while, then if it really makes you happy, just go get it. Like, as long as it's not... Because, like, I feel like for me, like, even the same with dieting, it's not like, oh, I can't have that, I'm going to die if I have that. It's like, if I have it once, and then I can learn to, like, have self-control from there, I can, like, slowly just be like, yo, you know what? I don't even need it. Yeah. Like, I don't feel like staying away actually helps a lot. I feel like if you're able to be around it and then be able to slowly like be like, cause like think about like I'm stealing this from like Instagram post directly. You see one cookie, you're like, yo, I shouldn't eat it. You then eat it, you feel guilty. You eat the rest of it, and then you eat the rest of the cookies because you're just so sad. And then if you look at one cookie, you're like, you know what? One cookie won't hurt. You'll eat that cookie, you'll be okay, and then you'll just forget about the cookies. It's like if you try to like keep going away from it when you're like looking at it, you're gonna end up wanting it more and more. So if you just like eat one and be like, yo, fuck it, now I'm just have to keep going my path. Like
someone who's doing that, which I respect a lot, is Brendan. When I haven't obviously put up the podcast, but he talks a lot about food and his consumption habits and how he shrunk it to like that and getting really stern about it. So I understand where you're coming from.
That's why like the last time I messed up being like, the last time I tried to mess up being vegan, because it was literally just out of nowhere. Like I had like a meat meal the day before, and I was like, you know what, I'm just go vegan. And then it didn't work out because like then I'd see all that stuff, and because I really wanted to stick to my diet, I just ignore it. And then one day, the temptation was too big, and I gave in. But like that's why I'm giving myself from now until the end of December to ease into it.
I see.
So like I'm definitely going to be consuming a lot less meat and dairy, and then by 2019 hopefully be fully like raw and fruitarian.
I feel like maybe like edging in the beginning of the year, I might still not be like fully raw.
Yeah.
But like definitely by the end of the year, I'm gonna be like fully raw fruitarian, going crazy.
Yeah. I know one way to definitely help, because it helped me personally, is to to be aware of your limits.
Mm-hmm.
Because so for me it was on a physical one, like when I was doing PM and I started hitting physical limitations, I was like, I know why. I was like emotional about it too. I was like mad. I was just like, oh, this is so aggravating. Because the thing was, I was like, I'm like, I could feel my arms, my legs, right? And I'm just like, this can do it. I'm like, you can keep going.
Mm-hmm.
However, this right here was like, I was like, I'm not trying to puke.
Yeah.
Because there were certain things that were coming up, and I was like, this is my limit. But even though my body is like still, I can go and have the mindset for it. But I went hard enough where it's like, I pretty much passed out for like a good 30-40 minutes, or maybe it was an hour. I don't even know how long. It felt like 30 minutes, but it was probably like 45 to an hour. It was during the boot camp. I did one full thing, I forgot what it's called. But I did that, and I pretty much was like hurting real bad for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Then I jumped in right back at the end. But that, like, it's a reminder of like, see, like, you're limited. Like, that's as much as you can do.
Yeah.
And that can be changed by the way that you eat. And so for me, it was a kicker to be like, all right, that's literally the day I was like, all right, I'm not eating eggs anymore. Like, I'm done. Because I used to eat eggs all the time. And I thought, because that was when I was like, okay, like, I think I was eating no meat or just not as much. I don't remember. But yeah, I had eggs like every day, because that was like the thing. I was like, all right, like, I'm broke, like, whatever, like, rice, eggs, that's it. And then I talked to him about it, and he mentioned, he's like, dude, it's like the mucus forming, and it's like worse than meat. And I was like, it's worse? Are you, what?
Yeah.
And
It's
I
like
was
as much cholesterol as a Big Mac, like I heard when you fry it.
like, what
fried
the
eggs.
fuck?
I was like, fried eggs is like as much or like more cholesterol than the Big Mac, and I was like, Jesus, bro, like, thought the Big Mac was bad. I ate one egg and it's just worse. It's like, damn.
Yeah, so that was sad, and I was like, I gave it up, and I think, did I eat it? I either hadn't have it since then, or I had it like sparingly here and there once in a while. But for sure, no, that's not true. I had it in like, if it was baked into stuff, like goodies.
Oh yeah.
That's why, like, eggs in. I was like, oh, that's fine. It's not like an egg, but it's in the ingredients. But a few weeks ago, I was like, I'm done with dairy and eggs. So I haven't had dairy and eggs since then. After I started having a little crisis with my body.
Yeah, dude.
So.
When I tried talking to people about this stuff, like, I was talking to my dad. First of all, I've been talking this stuff about my dad for like ever since I like met Angel, right?
Yeah.
Never listened to me. Goes to one like nutritionist and he's all about it now, bro. And I'm like, yo, I've been telling you the same stuff for like a year, my guy, and you wasted like a couple $100 on a nutritionist.
Yeah.
So they could tell you the same stuff. You could have just looked into it yourself. And then but yeah, that stuff was like, I forgot exactly what I was gonna say. Cause my dad was on a diet, yeah. Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh man, now what to think. Dude, I honestly forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something right after that story.
I wish I knew, but I don't.
Alright, then I'm gonna say something else. Like when I go in my van, I definitely have mad books on that stuff, but like I'm gonna have like every time someone's like, yo, I wonder, like if someone like goes on a trip with me, be like, yo, I wonder why I'm not doing any good. Read the first book on the top shelf. It tells you how you're messing up on everything in your diet. And then on my free time, I'm gonna just, I hate reading books now, but like honestly, I can't even say like I'll read books, but I'm definitely gonna start trying. Like I cannot sit down and read a book, but I definitely need to start.
It'll come to you. If it came to me, it's gonna fucking come to you.
Yeah, dude. Like I try and sit down and read a book. I'm like, no, I can do it wrong because it's all like mantras. So I could deadass just read like one page and then put it down.
Yeah.
But then like other books, you have to read like the whole chapter because it won't just stop the idea. Or like sometimes it'll stop the idea like halfway.
Yeah.
Like with Ramdas, I could literally just read like 25 words and then I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like one thing. And it's like Matt, you could like think about. You could either read mad pages and like
think about all of it, or you could like read one page and like think crazily about that page.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no like actual format. Like there's no like starting and stopping point. I'll do it when I'm like round house for Halloween. I'm gonna definitely like just go up to random people and be like, I know what mantra you need. I'm gonna go to a random page of the book and I'm gonna read it to them.
That's fucking funny.
I'm go like a 10-year-old. I know what you need in your life. Just open it up. Yeah, I'm gonna be like bald. I'm gonna wear a bald cap. I wore a bald cap a couple of days ago and I'm never going bald. It was the worst thing ever. Yeah, like there are stories of like monks vibrating at a frequency so high they just poof. They just poof into another dimension.
I think you told me that.
Yeah, dude, like imagine just your frequency being so high you just disappear. You just reached a point in your life where your vessel just doesn't exist at all anymore and you just become spirit and you're just gone.
Yeah. That I thought that was gonna happen to me this life, and now I don't know. I'm not sure. First I was like, that's gonna happen, and I was like, oh, I don't know.
Dude, if I just poof,
cause like
I won't even react to it as a spirit because like if I ever do poof, I won't be like connected to my body anymore.
Yeah.
Like, my body's just gonna be thought of as a vessel to like energize my soul. But then like at one point my soul is just gonna be so like be able to get energy and it's not just gonna be like, all right, body, I don't need you. I'm gonna go into another dimension forever.
Basically. What was I about to do?
Oh yeah, as soon as like I think like next month I'm gonna Google Pixel 3.
Oh,
It'll only be like $33 a month to finance it.
So why the Pixel 3?
I just I really like the Google Pixel more than iPhones. I feel more comfortable with it.
I see.
And so like I'm probably just gonna stick with Google. And the camera quality too is mad dumb good.
I was just looking at the OnePlus, and I was waiting for people to do comparisons, and someone did a quick one. Cause I want to own at least one OnePlus. You know about OnePlus, right?
Yeah, you told me about him.
This dude, OnePlus 6T, Jonathan. He did this. This was very useful to me. He did a camera comparison.
OnePlus ST versus Note 9.
Yes.
Yo guys, Jonathan here. Quick impressions on the OnePlus 6T. It is a beautiful, beautiful phone. I think that water drop notch is
damn, it's
something
like
we've
all
all
screen.
been looking
Like,
forward
actually,
to.
it's all
The
screen.
display is really good, and the price is kind of crazy when you compare it to other phones out there. And that in-display fingerprint reader. It's not like amazing, but it's really good to the point where I have no problem using it as my main source of unlocking the phone. That's not why we're here though. Today, we're revealing the results of that blind test, stacking up the OnePlus 6T against the Google Pixel 3, the Galaxy Note 9, and the iPhone XS Max. Now before I reveal those results, I don't think OnePlus expected to be the best in these tests. It was more so like, hey, our phone is cheaper, but you'd be surprised at how well we could hang with the big boys, and I don't think they're wrong. They didn't ask to see the photos or approve them. It kind of just said, take the phone, do what you do, take some pictures, and then let the internet decide. With that said though, here are the results. Drum roll. A is the Google Pixel 3. B is the, I'm kidding, it is the OnePlus 6T. C is the Galaxy Note 9. And D is the iPhone XS Max. So this first shot here, I think really when it comes down to it, you are picking hairs. All of them did a really, really good job. Maybe the Galaxy Note 9 with those Samsung saturated colors makes it a little more appealing, but really all three of them outside of the Google Pixel 3, I think expose these properly. This next shot here, the Red Hydrogen Media Machine Medallion, or whatever you want to call this, and that's a different phone and a different conversation for a different day, But as far as this one, again, I think you were splitting hairs. The only one that really stands out to me is the Galaxy Note 9. I think kind of overexposes this shot because if you look at the others, especially on the iPhone and both the OnePlus 6T, you can see the detail of the actual table itself is lost with the Note 9. So this next shot here with that plant, if we're looking just at the leaves, I think the Galaxy Note 9 looks best, but if we're talking like both the plant and the exposure of the window, I think the Google Pixel 3 does the better job. This next shot of me here, I think I prefer the iPhone the most. The HDR here is really kicking in with the sky, the exposure, the overall balance. The Pixel 3 to me here is a little underexposed. The OnePlus 6T looks great as well as the Note 9. It's a situation where, again, if I had any of these pictures, I would not be disappointed. So for this building shot, I would definitely say the iPhone is the warmest out of the bunch, with the Pixel hands down taking the sharpness. I think the Note 9 is probably the most balanced in terms of what that actually looked like in real life, but again, it kind of showcases that OnePlus 6T is hanging in there really well. Next, we got that classic flower shot. For this, I'm gonna roll with the iPhone as my favorite here. The Pixel does a really good job, but if you look at the background, it's a little overexposed. The OnePlus 6T here is actually not that bad, and while it's not the best, I do think it actually is better than the Pixel 3 on this shot. Next, for the shot of my boy Ken, I think the iPhone does the better background blur here, but that Pixel 3, it's just like that classic Pixel portrait shot. I think the overall separation from the foreground to the background is the best. Next from there, the double selfie. Once again, with Ken, I actually think I prefer the Note 9 here in this case. The Pixel 3 is sharp, but it's a little underexposed. The iPhone kind of came out a little bit grainy, and while I think the OnePlus 6T did a really good job, it's just a little overexposed. Next from there, with that front-facing portrait selfie, I think by default, a lot of people are going to like the sharpness of the Pixel 3. If you look closely, I don't think it does a perfect job with the edges of my hair. And if we're talking like actual true colors, I like the iPhone better. Next for this landscape shot, I think it's pretty much a toss-up between the Pixel 3 and iPhone XS Max. The OnePlus 6T is solid, just a little underexposed, but once again, it kind of showcases that, hey, even though this phone is way cheaper, it is not that far behind. Next for this front-facing portrait selfie off the rooftop, I think I prefer the Google Pixel 3, followed by the OnePlus 6T, and then from there, both the Note 9 and the iPhone XS Max in here are kind of eh. Next from there, with this nighttime shot, I think the Google Pixel 3 did the best job, but I was really surprised with the OnePlus 6T, like I didn't think it would be this close at all. Next for this pumpkin kisses and harvest wishes. Honestly, man, it is really close. I will say the Pixel 3 and OnePlus 6T are close in terms of color, whereas the Note 9 and iPhone are definitely the warmer out of the bunch. For this next shot here, I definitely prefer the iPhone XS Max. If you look at the sky with the shadows and the detail, overall it is the best balanced image. Next from there with Mr. Pumpkin, it is kind of scary how close the Pixel 3 and OnePlus 6T are. The Note 9 is definitely a little overexposed out of the bunch, with the iPhone definitely have the warmest image out of all four. Next from there, hopping over to Mr. Pumpkin Spider. That is one unique looking thing. I think the Pixel 3 and Note 9 did the best job, but again, I think we're all going to be surprised with how well the OnePlus 6T kept up. For this starry, purpley, mesmerizing look shot, honestly, I think I prefer the OnePlus 6T out of all these images. The Note 9 is definitely overexposed, whereas the OnePlus 6T really kind of nailed it here. Next from there, we got that nighttime portrait selfie. And I think if the iPhone didn't have that noise reduction, skin smoothing effect look, I would prefer this the best. Those bokeh balls are beautiful, but because it does have that noise reduction, it looks a little unnatural here, so I'm going to go with the Pixel 3, and then that's going to be followed by the OnePlus 6T with the Note 9 coming in last. Like, that's a mess. So that is the blind test. Hopefully you guys had some fun, and again, I don't think OnePlus intended or expected to be the best. I think they wanted to showcase that, hey, our phone is a lot cheaper, but we can definitely hang with all the flagships out there. With that said though, drop a like if you agree. We are in an amazing times in terms of smartphone tech right now, where it pretty much doesn't matter which phone you have, you're going to get a really solid camera unless you bought the Razer Phone 2. The full detailed in-depth OnePlus 6T review is coming very soon, so definitely subscribe if you haven't yet. And again, I am giving away 2 brand new iPhone XRs, link up here or down below. This is Jonathan, and I will catch you guys later.
The only other phone I recommend is that, because it's showing that now that the 6T is coming out, there's still a lot of people still using the 3 and the 3T, and that it's still doing well. And so for me, I'm a bang for your buck kind of guy. So as long as the phone holds up for a while, and people even said that, I know the camera's obviously, it's a winner for sure. The OnePlus 6 is faster than the Google Pixel 2, and the performance hasn't dropped at all. So that's just if you're like looking to spend about, so you're looking to get the 3, right? Not the 3, the big one.
No, just a 3.
So the 3 is gonna run you. The base is 800 plus shipping, so it'll be like 850. But that's 64 gigs.
Yeah.
I'm at 128, which is 950. Within the One Plus for 128 gigs base and 6 gigs of RAM is like 550. So that's just something to think about.
With like financing, I'm probably gonna pay a little bit over 1,000 because like I need a new phone ASAP. But like this phone is like so busted. Like sometimes.
What happened?
So it was already like glitching here and there. Like the screen is like coming off of its receptor. So like the guys at the store couldn't fix it right, so they gave me it for like half the price.
Mm-hmm.
And so like it was like all right. Like it happened like maybe like 3 times a day, and then like. I didn't tell the someone, like, she dropped my phone. It was on my pants, like, there was cushion, like, it wasn't, like, her fault. But then, like, ever since then, it glitches, like, every, like, 10 minutes.
Okay.
Like, I open my phone, I have to, like, press the screen down onto the phone.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm probably going to be paying a little over 1,000 until I can, like, save up money to pay off the rest in full, so I won't be paying, like, too much on interest. Which is probably going to do with the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter.
Like the Mercedes-Benz what?
Sprinter, it's a van. We got the extended van, it's, like... 6 feet high and it's like super long. Dude, like Google picture the van. It's so long. It's just like I'm gonna have like it's so long. Like I'm probably gonna get like a 2017 or 2018, either or, which is gonna be like super expensive to finance for the like first part.
What is it?
Mercedes-Benz Sprinter. Put the extended one.
This?
Yeah. They're like super long, bro.
That's legit though.
Yeah,
that's
and
super legit.
and there's like a version of this van that has like dual sliding doors.
Oh.
Yeah, it gets like super expensive, but it has like a really high roof too. It has like, I think it like just touches like 6 feet, and like that's like perfect, because then I'll just have like a little bit of headroom. I won't be able to jump or anything, but I'll be able to walk around in my house comfortably.
That's legit.
But yeah, it'd be like $600 a month to finance it.
600 a month?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like
I mean,
once like put into weeks, it's not like terrible.
Yeah.
And like
that's not bad, to be honest. It's a
then,
house.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, but it's your house, so like that's the
And like I could choose to pay $1,200 a month and be stuck to one place and still need to pay for that place when I'm traveling, or I could just pay $600 a month for one place, and like plus the gas costs too, depending on where I go. But I was gonna get a newer van because like I could get an old van for really cheap, but I really have to look at mileage too, because like once I pay this off, it'll definitely like for like longevity, it'll definitely be like a better investment because of gas money. Like this has like almost like 2 times or like 2.5 times better gas efficiency than like those old ones that you could live in. And so long term, it'll probably save me more money. And like talking about like year terms, because I'm gonna probably be living there until I feel like I want to have a family, or I feel like I'm ready. But
Yeah.
until then,
I think that'll come to you.
I'm gonna be everywhere. When the universe wants me to have a family, I'll be like, all right, I shall park my van finally.
It'd be interesting to see like raising a family on the road.
Imagine.
That'd be nuts. Like,
I feel
like you could do like have your backup, like where you know like, okay, we're just gonna live in a house.
Yeah, exactly.
But then like be like, hey, let's
like-
try raising our kids on the road for like 6 months. Let's see what happens.
Or like I could like just until they're like stable enough to keep them traveling like that, because like I don't want to have to keep traveling with like babies everywhere. But once they're like stable enough to the fact where I can bring them everywhere, they won't be
Yeah.
like super stressful. Like probably have like a tiny house somewhere, just like literally just construct a tiny house on like some random plot of land, sell it, and then go on a row when the kids like 2 or 3 or something like that, or 4, started getting exposed to everything.
Well, you know what? To be honest, like you and whoever your spouse would end up being, because you're conditioning your DNA,
Yeah, exactly. So it might be
Beforehand.
like super baby.
and then while you have, like, assuming that while she's like preggers, you're still doing that, because what I've seen, like traditionally, like our parents, phone's dead. Traditionally, our parents they do nothing when they're pregnant, right?
Mhm.
But when I started seeing like growing like at the dance studio, like moms who are teachers
Mhm.
are dancing while they're pregnant, and then come straight back after. But then the kids, when they come out, it's like they've been there their whole life. Like they're already accustomed to the environment, to the music, to the noise, to trying to learn. And I was like, whoa. Like, yeah, from like, first of all, y'all are super moms, and then second, like the kids come out like it's not weird.
Yeah, bro. Our the genetics of me and my spouse have to be like perfecto. They're gonna be perfecto, bro. With all that, go on some like crazy detox like every month. Be a raw fruitarian. Be like fully plant based with some nuts.
I can't imagine what the kid will be like. Like I want
Raise the kid as a raw fruitarian.
I want to meet a kid that has like the cleanest parents. Yeah, I can't imagine what that's like.
And like, what if the kid just grows up like fully alkaline his whole life? And like, I don't want to deprive him of the snacks, so I'll make like alkaline Oreos or stuff like that. And you can like dunk it in some plant milk.
That's so interesting.
Dude, like making your own almond milk isn't even hard. You literally just let water soak in almonds and then you drain it.
Really?
And yeah, either that or like you put it in a food processor or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I forgot which one it is exactly, but like it literally takes not even that long to make. It's not even that hard, and it'll last you like 4 to 6 days.
I should look into
So just
that.
make like almond milk once a week, and then for certain days just not have milk.
And people always say just make your own, and I'm like, all right.
And I could just make like a variety thing. I can make like date milk if I really wanted to, like oat milk.
That's pretty popular too.
And like some days I won't even need milk. I'll just have a bunch of smoothies with banana as the base.
Cute ass phone.
Like just living off of smoothies for a whole day. Dude, like I don't want my kid ever touching meat.
It probably won't even be as normal by
Yeah,
that
exactly.
time.
He might like
It'll be different.
coming with the genetics of parents who like don't eat meat and then like not being exposed to it. He probably won't ever crave it unless he is exposed to it and like temptations arise. But I feel like he won't crave it if he's already like in an alkaline lifestyle.
Basically, I don't think they'll see it as food.
Yeah. Then I'll explain to him that everything that we get out of animals is just recycled stuff from the ground. It's like, yo, when people like say like, where are you gonna get this? Where are you gonna get this? I'm like, yo, animals get it from the ground, bro. They get it from where I'm gonna get it from. I'm literally just getting a more pure version of it than you are.
Yeah, that misconception's crazy. I need to look more into it, but like I remember just seeing like protein comes from plants, not animals.
Yeah, exactly. Like they eat plants so they can get protein. And like
Or else we would have protein naturally.
there's like stupid claims where they say like vegans are like the people who are like eating most of the plants. Like no, bro, you literally destroy like entire like. That's only like trolls on Instagram. Like people are really malinformed. Like it's like nah, bro. Like yeah, I'll take like 100,000 acres of land to feed like one farm animal a year. Well, I'll take probably like 1/10 of that to feed me for the whole year.
Yeah, it's totally possible too. I remember seeing
exactly.
someone had like a nice, I don't know how much square foot, but they were like, yeah, we thrive on this for an entire year for this many people. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, exactly.
What
Like
the fuck? That's like nothing.
bro, like if we didn't have any of these like crazy stuff like taxes and all that stuff, if you just taught people how to live off themselves, there would be like nothing bad happening. As long as everybody would like literally just know how to farm, and that's the only thing you need to do, like farm and whatever else you want to do, it'd be so much simpler. Like that's legit all you'd have to teach you. You don't have to teach people like calculus so they can survive. No, if you teach them how to farm, they won't need to depend on anything. Like they'll be like, oh, we need welfare because people depend on us. Oh, you can solve that by teaching everybody how to farm and planting public apple trees and stuff. People won't need to like depend on money from other people. That's far, far away.
It's about control, though. We all know that. Oh, there was a video. I was gonna watch it later. It's not relevant, but just are you paying attention to? I'm not. Are you paying attention to blockchain?
To what?
Blockchain. Okay, you obviously don't know. blockchain?
I don't think so.
Okay, so as much as all this shit that we're talking about is relevant, blockchain is the next thing.
What's blockchain?
So blockchain is a digital piece of tech that is what's the word called? It's not centralized. So the internet, right? So we made an open internet. Now there's all these companies, and your information kind of just floats around, and it can be bought and sold by companies and data, right?
Yeah.
Because of Facebook and stuff. But blockchain is decentralized, so no one owns it, no one controls it. So people are building things on top of blockchain. So that means all information is private. It stays private.
Mm-hmm.
There's no gatekeeper. So the next wave, besides like crypto and stuff, which I believe is all there, blockchain has the ability to further just either destroy and or revolutionize or evolutionize every industry, including just normal people world stuff. Because if you're not using Facebook or Instagram and all that kind of stuff, and people are building new infrastructure to compete, and all the information decentralized, then you maintain and own everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's blockchain. I don't know much about it, but we all should learn about it. I just saw a video posted of saying how blockchain is going to disrupt the music industry, and I was like, something I gotta go learn, because everything right now is built on Internet 1.0 or Internet 2.0, whatever you want to call it. So blockchain is like Internet 3.0. So it's just interesting. You should look into it, and then it also give you freedom from blockchain. Will give you information that's gonna set you apart from everyone who's still tied to everything that is making the world spin today, especially currency. So if you can understand blockchain and crypto, then you move away from relying on the American dollar or the European dollar and stuff, because the new cats are the crypto and blockchain. So that takes power away from all the other guys. So if the economy crashes, you don't, because you're with blockchain and crypto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, like I hate the whole idea of currency and government in general.
The person who invented was a Japanese dude. The person who invented Bitcoin. I'm so mad because it doesn't exist anymore. Bitcoin still exists, obviously, but on their website, when I went to Bitcoin, when it was still a baby, right? Their purpose, it sounded just like me. They're like, they hate the government and all this stuff, and like the power, this and that, and they created Bitcoin to try and equalize the playing field. So it's like, it's decentralized, the banks don't control the flow of money, the people decide. And then I remember I was telling my friends about it, and I was like, yeah, you should go read the website. And I was pulling up the website, and I was like, no, they changed all of their wording. It's more commercial now.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was like anarchy. And I was like, I'll never forget that. So the guy who made Bitcoin had that in mind. He was like, he's here to try and change all that. And I think crypto was built with blockchain technology. That's why.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, dude, once I can fully move away from that, it'd be so much less stressful. Like, not having to worry about a commitment to a government, which I don't support.
I wish it was all different, but I know it can change.
Yeah, it can.
And because I always think like, oh, you can learn the political system and try to help everyone get educated, and so they can become the voice, or you can destroy the political system and implement something new.
Yeah, exactly.
But you gotta learn the rules to break them. So I'm trying to cook up an idea with one of my cousins, and we want to launch it when he gets back from the military. I was talking to him about it. It's all politics stuff, but I'm trying to like help plant a seed for politics to go to the next level in terms of just empowering people like us. Because I just feel like the way it's set up is not meant to empower. I remember asking, if you really think about it, voting is important. We say it's important, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now, we're not allowed to vote until we're when? 18. You don't fucking study any politics.
I know.
When you go to the school system.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, and what inspired me and like kind of got my my gears turning in my head. I remember, so when I was working for DIY Lowell, we had to go around and ask like, hey, what do you want to see in Lowell? Like whatever, like that we could possibly build in a project. When little kids come through, they'll be like, we don't want guns, or like we want this, or like we want plants everywhere, or like animals. And I'm just like, these kids, like they're kids, but the thing is that their opinions are no less important than like us, right? So I'm like, why don't they have a say? Why can't they have a say? It makes no sense. So I was just like, yeah, the fact that you have to wait until we're 18 to have an opinion and to vote and stuff, to me is silly. And you know, it's like, and then I forgot, I was saying that to someone, and like, yeah, man, it's like that because, you know, by the time you're 18, like, you're not fucking focused on who to vote for. Like, you have your whole life and college and money and becoming an adult, license, all that stuff. And then it's like, now you're allowed to vote, but you know nothing about the voting system. And in order to kind of keep up, you have to watch the news, but like, that's all corrupted and broken.
Tell our vision.
It's
Tell
weird.
your vision. It's all mind control.
So I wanted to make a new media outlet. You know Philip DeFranco?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like him, but in political form. But you mix politics with like, just like a vlog style. So get every candidate to be on film and start penetrating the industry that way. I look at everything as an industry. And destroy it and make all the good people come to the front, and then eventually the political system collapses. If it doesn't happen that way, then blockchain will do it. Which blockchain will probably move faster than my idea. But we'll see.
I'm trying to find this like website. It literally has like there's like something you can Google that it'll show you like a whole patent on like TV systems and how they like do like how they use mind control. It's like what the heck?
Really? Have a vision, tell your vision.
Oh yeah, and then I saw this meme. It was talking about like car technology, phone technology, and like TV technology. Like they have like TVs that are just naturally 3D, like phones that are literally doing things like supercomputers used to do like years ago, like decades ago. And I have like cars that can drive themselves. And then NASA's like, oh, we forgot how to get to the moon. We don't have the technology anymore. It's like, bro.
I don't know shit about that. It's weird. I just know that there's a few people competing to see who can get to Mars first. And I'm like, yo, what's his face? Why do I always forget his name? Elon Musk is the fucking man.
He's crazy.
Even though he apparently lied about something.
He did? What was it?
It was money related. It's kind of like something with money and backing and investors and lying and not having something and then it not working out, and now I think he's stepping down as a Tesla person.
Damn.
I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what I read. But in that moment, I understood that, but then I was like, he's trying to just do it for the people. It's kind of just like, yeah, I'll get you your 100 mil. Just keep backing me, even though you're probably not going to get it, but you're still trying to be progressive and do what you got to do for the people. So I was like, I see you, Elon, but Jesus. So he amazes me, man. He's crazy. I want to meet him.
Let me copy paste this. Yeah, U.S. patent. I found it. I googled it. Now I'm just gonna Google the patent by itself. Just let me select the patent, bro. Jeez. Copy. Paste. B2.
Future is
Yeah, this is dating back to like 2001.
Amazon's plan for world domination.
Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about. Like did I tell you about like the hertz that they can use to like send messages to someone's brain?
Like Steve Jobs or Elon Musk.
Who? What?
Did I talk to you about like the hertz that they like use to send messages to someone?
No.
Yeah, they like I'll just read it straight up, like the abstract piece summary.
Mm-hmm.
Physiological effects have been observed in a human subject in response to stimulation of the skin with weak electromagnetic fields that are pulsed with certain frequencies near half hertz or 2.4 hertz, such as to excite a sensory resonance. Many computer monitors and TV tubes, when displaying pulsed images, emit pulsed electromagnetic fields of sufficient amplitudes to cause such excitation. It is therefore possible to manipulate the nervous system of a subject by pulsing images displayed on a nearby computer or TV set. For the latter, the image pulsing may be embedded in the program material or may be overlaid by modulating a video stream either as an RF signal or as a video signal. The image displayed on the computer monitor may be pulsed effectively by a simple computer program. For certain monitors, pulsed electromagnetic fields capable of exciting sensory resonances in nearby subject may be generated even as the displayed images are pulsed with subliminal intensity. And this was back in 2001 that they knew this. Is like this patent was like put out in June 1st, 2001. So that's how long they've known this stuff.
2001.
Yeah.
Damn.
In 2012, they put an application for a grant, and now they got it in 2014 to like to gain like money to do all this stuff. So like it's literally an actual patent that they can use certain like electromagnetic fields to send images to your nervous system. And it's like out here, and I literally just Googled it and I could find it. And like I watched this video and like it was like overlaying like mad different news like shows and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And how they like they repeat, like they all have like certain things they repeat that's the same throughout like all news sites, and it's like coincidence? I think not.
Yeah, those are funny.
Dude, but that's scary. Like they all like this is an actual patent technology that will literally send like subliminal messages to your nervous system and therefore your brain.
I think as long as you're aware, you'll always win.
Yeah, dude. Like once I found that out, I was like, damn.
I stopped watching TV a long time ago.
Yeah, dude. Like I watch like Netflix here and there, but that's about it. Or like YouTube.
I'm a YouTube baby. I switched to YouTube and never looked back.
Oh, Hulu keeps me up to date on my show, bro. I don't know. I might get a Hulu membership just for Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy is my one vice. I cannot let go. It is like it isn't even that good of a show. Like the plot of the show just follows over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm so addicted to it.
I mean, it's.
Yeah,
I've heard it's a good show.
Have you heard about the new 5G thing?
Holy fuck just happened. I have 10 patrons.
Well, you just got 2 patrons.
What just happened?
Yeah, like yesterday in your story was just 8.
Who jumped? Kenneth and what? Kenneth and who? Nalene. Oh. Yo, Kenneth went ham.
Nalene saw me getting crump jumped.
Oh shit. I'm at 10. They helped me reach my goal. Awesome. That's lit. Okay. Awesome. I'll make a video. I'm gonna show you. This is my marketing strategy.
Mm-hmm.
This is also Gary Vee's marketing strategy. This is why I asked you if you know. They're the best in the world. You always have to watch the best in the world. So the best in the world are Amazon, Facebook, Netflix, Google. What's the other one? BTS. Big Hit, which is BTS. Watch them. And Scooter Braun. If you want, and besides the Dr. Joe guy. But this, in terms of marketing and strategy and how to map your behavior and to become successful, this is the way to do it. We're not live, but we're still recording.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon is really big, right? I could show you a bunch of statistics that support that statement, but I don't think we need them. I'm sure we can all agree that they're big and successful. I've covered some declining retailers on this channel, and when searching for reasons for their demise, Amazon seems to enter the conversation just about every time. They're a massive threat to just about every other retailer. We all know them as the online retailer that sells just about everything. But let's remember, like with most businesses, they weren't big when they started. In fact, Amazon famously started in someone's garage.
Like
so
everything.
the question has to be asked, how did Amazon transform from someone selling things out of their garage into the retail giant that we all know today? Now, obviously there's hundreds or thousands of factors that contributed to their success. Predicting the popularity of the internet and starting an internet business in the mid-90s, for instance, that was a good move. But there's one specific strategy that Amazon implemented in the very beginning that I dare say may be the single greatest contributor to their success. And the strategy isn't something business specific. It doesn't concern warehouse locations or shipping efficiency. This is a strategy we could all implement in our own lives if we haven't already. To put it simply, with Amazon, it's all about the long term. And I know, you've heard things like this before. Think about tomorrow, invest in your future. Honestly, any person or business would be foolish to simply live for today and ignore the future. But Amazon takes this concept to an extreme. I'd like to read something from their first ever annual report in 1997. It's all about the long term. See, just like I said, we believe that a fundamental measure of our success will be the shareholder value we create over the long term. This value will be a direct result of our ability to extend and solidify our current market leadership position. The stronger our market leadership, the more powerful our economic model. Market leadership can translate directly into higher revenue, higher profitability, greater capital velocity, and correspondingly stronger returns on invested capital. Let's try to translate this a little bit. Amazon's number one goal was market leadership, which means they wanted to sell more books and whatever else online than anyone else. Basically, when people set out to do some online shopping, they wanted Amazon to be everyone's go-to place. Most of the companies out there focus heavily on profit and stock price. And it's hard to blame them. If the stock price rises, investors are happy. I'm not out of line saying that the goal of most businesses is to make money. But Amazon didn't look at it this way. They were patient. They were almost completely unconcerned with these traditional measures of success. Let's look at their income statement from that same year. Their sales totaled $148 million, but those products sold cost them nearly $119 million, leaving them only $29 million in profit. And then, after all their other costs, marketing, product development, everything else, they went into the negative. That year, they sold people millions of dollars worth of merchandise, and they lost money by doing it. And if you looked over to the previous 2 years, you saw that this is nothing new. Really, the more sales they made, the more money they lost. But Amazon viewed these numbers as a win. It's exactly what they were trying to do. Remember, I said they didn't care about profit. What they cared about was selling more than anyone else. Their focus was this number, not this number. And since this number was going up, they were happy. Now, the new question we have is, why was their revenue number going up? What were they doing to increase sales? To answer that, I'll take you back to that initial annual report. Because of our emphasis on the long term, we may make decisions that weigh trade-offs differently than some companies. I think we just saw that. Accordingly, we want to share with you our fundamental management and decision-making approach so that you, our shareholders, may confirm that it is consistent with your investment philosophy. And then the first bullet point, we will continue to focus relentlessly on our customers. And that's it. That's how they keep that sales number high. They keep the customers happy. Being online, they have an inherent advantage of convenience, but they didn't rely on that. They made a website that's easy to navigate, developed a system that produces good recommendations, and possibly most important, they kept the prices low. As I showed you, they didn't make a profit. Here's a really simple example. Amazon buys a bunch of books for $10. Most companies would sell it for $15. $2 of it would go toward the other costs, and $3 of it would make it to that net income line. But Amazon figures if they sell it for $12 instead of $15, more people will buy it. And those people will be happier because they paid less money. And because of that, they're going to come back next time. But then consider after that $2 goes toward their other costs, their profit line, well, it suffers. That's what Amazon wanted. Gaining the customer was more valuable than that $3 in profit. But it wasn't just their first year in 1997. In fact, the first year of Amazon's existence where they made a profit was in 2003. And even that year wasn't all that impressive. They made a $35 million profit, but they needed $5 billion in sales in order to get it. Now, you might expect that right around this time, though, their profits would start to increase like crazy because, well, they've paid their dues. They've survived 6 straight years of losses. They've grown their market share, and now it's time to start charging more, time to start making some money. But that's not the case. Really, Amazon has yet to abandon their strategy. To this day, Amazon doesn't make much money. In their most recent annual report, and every other one, they include a copy of that initial letter to the shareholders that I read from earlier. That was how they went about doing things on day one, and it really hasn't changed. Here's the graph of their revenue from every year. You can see they've been extremely successful in growing their revenue and their market share. This recent article says Amazon is responsible for nearly half of all internet sales in the United States.
Damn.
And just look at that revenue growth. Comparing their most recent year to their first year we looked at, it's literally 920 times higher. With consistent growth, every single year the revenue is higher than the last. They've always been concerned with their revenue, not their profit, and it shows. Let me show you their profit now. It's practically nothing. Last year, they had 100.
What the heck? I didn't even see. I was like, yo, did he mess up?
For every dollar they sold, they made only 1.7 cents. Compare that to Apple last year. They made 21 cents for every dollar in sales. Though I admit that's not a fair comparison. Profit margins for retailers are generally lower. So then compared to Walmart of last year, theirs was 3 cents for every dollar sold. And Target was 4 cents. 1.7 cents compared to 3 or 4 cents doesn't sound like a huge difference, but when it's multiplied by hundreds of billions in sales, well, it's a huge difference. I also want to point out that the 1.7 cents last year was by far their highest in the past 5 years.
Bro, that's the first year they made over a cent.
Amazon could be selling their stuff
like made
for
half a
far
cent
more money, but
for
they
a
don't.
dollar.
They still keep it as low as possible in order to get the highest possible revenue and continue growing their market share. But when does it end? When do they finally decide their market share is high enough and it's time to enter, well, profit mode? Well, I don't know. They're 20 years in on this strategy and have given no
How do they pay their workers?
anytime soon. But you do have to think that it'll happen eventually. I just told you that there's a really good chance that Amazon will one day start making tremendous profits. So is there any way you could benefit from knowing this? The answer is no. You might have thought that this would be the time to invest in some Amazon stock, right before they start making a bunch of money. Well, other people have had that same thought. Everyone seems to believe Amazon when they say it's all about the long term. Investors understand their plan and have seen it working for the past 20 years. As a result, their stock is already very valuable. If you were to go on the show Shark Tank and value your business at over $600 billion, and then tell them last year you had only $2.4 billion in profits, and that was, by the way, your best year, you'd be laughed at. The people watching at home would think you're insane. Look at Walmart. If you wanted to buy Walmart, it would be around half the price of buying Amazon. Yet, last year Walmart made 6 times the profit. Just looking at these numbers alone, Amazon is tremendously overpriced, and no one should ever buy it. But this is a great example of how you have to look at the full picture. Is Amazon really overpriced? I don't know. I do think that they're building towards something big, and one day when they decide it's time, those profits are going to skyrocket. The bad thing is, there's no telling when that'll be. Maybe in a couple years, maybe in 20 years, maybe never. The point I wanted to get through this video is not investing advice. It's the importance of waiting and how making sacrifices now could build something big in the future. Amazon is a perfect example of this. This has been their mentality from the very beginning, and even through increasing levels of success, they've never lost sight of the plan. Let me know in the comments your prediction for Amazon. What are their revenue and their profit numbers going to look like in 2020 or 2030? Are they going to stay the course or make some major changes? When is the time to finally start focusing on profit? Also, there's so much more to talk about when it comes to Amazon. This video was centered around a very specific aspect of their business. So let me know if you want me to cover other parts of it in the
Bro,
future.
if someone invested
I'd love
mad
to hear
money
what
in
you have
Bitcoin
to
when they
say.
started,
And a quick
like I'm
note,
talking about
I
like
used
billions of dollars, they could
2016
straight up
numbers all
just
throughout
bought
this video
Amazon.
because 2017
You know what? I always look back and I'm like, I was very aware of the Bitcoin, like literally when it launched, because I was on
I
Twitter,
didn't
I
know
was on
anything about
Tumblr,
it until like, it grew.
because the internet was still a baby. Like, so I was following them on Twitter and all that stuff, and I was like, yo, this is legit. And I would see the price of it go up every day, and I'm like, I still haven't done anything.
If I knew about it when it was like that small, I honestly would have just put like $10 in there saying like F it. And I still would have gotten like mad money if I took it at like their peak.
Yeah, you would have made a lot, because one Bitcoin is fucking, the highest it's ever been was like 18K for one.
Yeah. How much was one Bitcoin when Bitcoin started?
Well, I think I saw it. What I remember seeing it at for a while was like the 300 area. So that's when I was aware of it, at 300 or a little lower. I forget, but
Dude, could have made like
I know, man. I know.
$700.
I feel like Gary when he's all like, I passed up on Uber twice, and I was like, I passed up on Bitcoin every day, and I watched it on Twitter. But as long as you're aware of the next wave, then you're good. And Amazon built its business. So Gary talks about this a lot. He said that Amazon took advantage of Google Ads when it was like a few cents to purchase certain stuff. So, and I do remember when I was on the internet, I would always see Amazon. Amazon was always in the ads. And that's how they got market share. Became that big. And you know Wish?
Yeah.
They built their business off of Facebook ads.
Dude,
so
like,
they poured hella
I
money
mean, they
into
have like
Facebook
cheap
ads.
stuff, but then you're getting what you're paying for it. Like you'll find like stuff for like $1.
They're
and,
still
like,
huge.
You can't even make. They still make. I don't doubt it. Still make mad money because like, if someone's looking for something that they didn't even care what it's like if it's like some cheap ass cheap ass stuff, so
doesn't
just go to
matter.
Wish, bro. It's like $5. You'll get like a watch that works just like a G-Shock for like $5 on Wish.
Basically. Yeah. I got a free tie off of Wish. That's all I wanted, a free tie. Like literally free. I was like, oh, that's cool. Nice. But yeah, patience and value is all you need to do if you want to play in the long game. It's Lily. We'll stop recording. I'm gonna end. Do you have any last words?
No.
Okay. We'll see you next time.